Happy Taco Tuesday, everyone. Hopefully, y'all are doing great. Firstly and foremost, I got to go ahead and say this because I did get a couple of interesting comments. When I say Happy Taco Tuesday, I'm legitimately talking about like tacos, like beef tacos or shrimp scampi tacos. Nobody is taking up my offer on shrimp scampi tacos. Like, if you are a taco lover, you gotta try shrimp scampi. And all shrimp scampi is literally shrimp with butter, some garlic, plop it together with some lettuce, some tomato, maybe some cucumbers, onions, some sour cream, some cheese. If you are on like a low carb type of a diet, you don't have to do the actual tortilla shell. I just sometimes do like a very much like a taco salad in a way. But the word taco in the stock market right now is very much a political term. No, I am very much talking about friggin' food, okay? Welcome if you are new. Oh man, that must have been a great info for you. Whoa man, word salad here too. Wearing my meatloaf shirt today as well, too. Talking about tacos, meatloaf, food. It is 11:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm actually friggin' hungry right now. Like I said, welcome if you're new. If you enjoy my content, definitely smash the like button. Subscribe for more videos. Monday through Friday, I put out videos on this YouTube channel. I have other YouTube channels. This one is relatively new, so let's grow this to 1,000 plus subscribers here. Nobody really wants to talk about the stock market right now because the stock market is in a lot of pain. My other YouTube channels, my main YouTube channel, NightmareRH gaming channel, has 208,000 plus subscribers. Then I also have another YouTube channel with 61,000 subscribers. Stocks are very unpopular right now. But yet, I mean, you can make so much money, life-changing money in a market like this. And right now, we are still in a very fearful, very choppy, crashy type of a market. So today's video is primarily going to be talking real talk, stock talk, about a lot of my positions. I will be talking about SoFi. SoFi, I talk a lot about on this channel. We'll be talking about AMD, various other companies as well. Going to be showing my public profile momentarily. Talking about some economical data that we have this week as well, too. Very important tomorrow. Wednesday and Thursday and Friday going to be huge. Can very much sway the market. Going to be talking about some geopolitical nonsense. So if you want to go ahead and pause this video right now, going to try to keep this video under 17 minutes. Let me see if I can do it. Grab some water. I already had my morning coffee, so water cheers. 92 degrees today. Woo, man. Oh, I'm actually going to be at the gym today. Yesterday was my track running day. Yeah, it was, oh, man. Oh, got a good little tan. Okay, stock talk, right? Let's see. Firstly and foremost, I'm doing a public profile challenge on this YouTube channel. I started doing this public profile challenge earlier this year to January. It's going to be running for 17 months. Fun little challenge, taking X amount of money to 6 figures or a couple 10 figs to 6 figs. I have a bunch of fun rules that I set for myself. My profile, this is Weeble. My private account, I use Robinhood. I really wish I kind of opened like a second Robinhood account because Weeble is great, but it just looks very wonky. And yeah, like Robinhood is like the OG of retail investor and like trader, very much like preference. I've been in the stock market now for 6+ years. My first stock profile was Robinhood, and I just love the way it operates. But I will say Weeble, because I can buy stock theoretically at 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time, there were some times that I was buying stock in this profile at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Very, very choppy days. But If you go back about 3 months, this profile was at its low of about 34,000. Actually, I think maybe like 33. So it shows how fast you're talking about a swing to the upside. But very fun, very great challenges that I'm doing for education purposes to really show that you can take a couple 5 figs. This is not my first rodeo building a profile in the market. And it just requires 1, discipline, 2, ignoring the noise, ignoring the fear, and buying the fear. I'm not a financial advisor, but at the same time, do your due diligence like I have, because this is real. This is a video game in a way, like I consider the stock market to be a video game, but it is a real life video game, because the amount of money that you can make it's astronomical. I mean, if you have a fixed income, whatever that may be, whether it's 50, 75, 100, 150, 200K a year, if you want to break out of the matrix, this is how you do it. You literally invest your money. Now, I do understand stocks is not for everyone. It is for me. Real estate might be cupper teas for people. I have numerous number of friends that have made bank with real estate. I sold a house of mine that I bought in 2017. Sold it in December of 2023. I made over 100% profits. I was also, the house, was in, the northern part of the country here in America. So obviously Rona had a lot of big deal for that, but still, real estate is not really my cup of tea. I'm very much more into the stocks, but I get it. But leaving your money in a checkings or savings account to just lose to inflation like I did throughout my 20s, it doesn't do you any justice, okay? I'm about to be 38 in a couple weeks, June 25th, my birthday, about to be 38. I got into the market when I was 31, March 2020. I kept all my money. I worked very hard all throughout my 20, still work very hard now. And the thing about it is I just banked money, kept it in savings, kept it in my checking account, and ultimately I lost to inflation. Imagine if I had started investing in the year 2008, 9, 10. Oh, man. Yeah, you can't go back in time, but you can definitely move your life forward. So anyways, I've already preloaded a lot of money into this account because the market was falling off like crazy. So essentially, I was giving myself $500 per month to be deposited into this account. I've obviously preloaded all the way to October, and I already deposited half of that amount. Large deposit in February because the market was going to the downside. If I deposit another large sum of money, the account challenge is going to go from 17 months down to 16 months. Why is that? Because I can't just keep depositing money and get to see that'd be freaking cheating, okay? It would be cheating if I keep depositing large amounts of money, be like, hey, I'm at $100,000. Okay, but you deposited like maybe 60, 70 grand into this account, right? It's cheating 101. So obviously this account moves very quickly. And if you go back and watch my videos 6 months ago, my total cost on SoFi was about $4,900. And I was up over 120%. Pretty friggin' funny. Now I'm up on SoFi about 19%, but my total cost, my position, I've nearly doubled because I've been buying the dip. AMD. This is one that surprised a lot of people. I was buying AMD shares here and there, and you're talking about, boom, straight up. AMD is on, the party has started for AMD, and obviously people are still arriving to the party, but AMD's party, it's going to be going on for quite some time. I talked about this yesterday, but it's all actually maybe 2 days ago. My apologies. I talk stocks every single day, so it's kind of like a blur. But the thing about AMD is that we got to see how much the market is going to send this stock up. Because if the market is going to send this stock higher, then it changes my outlook entirely. It changes my outlook because I'm going to take profits, obviously much sooner than I, hold on one second. I got to mute my tabs over here. Okay, tab is muted. There we go. Background noise, very irritated. If AMD goes to $1,000+ this year, you're talking 6 months, I got to readjust some strategies. And maybe I'm going to be taking some chips off the table. Probably more than likely, me personally, I'm going to be cashing out some profits. If AMD goes to $1,200 this year, like something like Micron type of a move, oh yeah. The whole thing about it is that I have a game strategy for AMD around the next 2 to 3 years. But if this stock runs up in the matter of 12 months or maybe a little more, you got to readjust because what ends up happening is something like Palantir. Palantir obviously ran up so quick, and now Palantir is kind of stuck. Same thing almost with Nvidia in a way as well too, because the stock market prices in the future. And when a stock runs up, it pretty much stalls. It doesn't necessarily become dead money, although sometimes it kind of really does, and sometimes it very much reverses. Not a full-blown reversal, but a lot of the times it gives up a lot of gains. So AMD, it's all about where the market sends this stock. But once again, I am ready. I'm ready. Hey, whatever the market's going to do for AMD, I'm ready. You know, it's same thing with SoFi. I got positions built in SoFi. On my private account, my SoFi position is built along with AMD. And I mean, hey, I've taken advantage of these massive, scary days. Robinhood, we're seeing a great start to the upside, but I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin momentarily because some stuff is not really going well. Adobe is showing some signs of life. I was actually down a little over a week ago, close to 20%. Palantir is coming back to life. Meta, I've kind of really deleveraged myself. My Meta position was actually closer to about 5K on this account. And I very much have rotated a lot of that money into SoFi, Hood, even AMD. I bought some. Adobe. I'm pretty sure I bought some ServiceNow with some of my Meta shares too. Very happy about ServiceNow. I honestly wish I bought ServiceNow more aggressively. But the thing about Meta is they're just spending too much money, and all that money is going to the semis. So, I mean, if a company is spending so much money, you very well could invest in that company spending money, because essentially when they stop spending money, obviously their stock is going to go very much higher. But Meta, out of the companies spending a lot like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Meta is very much in the dark right now about, hey, is this AI spending really gonna propel their top line revenue growth higher? Or why are they spending that much money? A lot of investors are very much in the dark, and that's why you're seeing kind of a stalemate with the stock price of Meta. So I've taken a lot of chips off the table with Meta, and I've rolled that money into other positions, and I cannot complain at all. So, pretty much going to the charts and going a little bit even deeper now, we're looking at Microsoft here. And, oh, actually, I should say, you want to know what? Let me talk about this. Government data tomorrow. ADP employment, this is going to be really big. This can actually sway the market. Same thing with initial jobless claims and unemployment rate. This is all these three reports back to back have been known that they can very much sway the market. So understand that the next couple days can very well be choppy. And this is very much what we're experiencing pretty much right now. So Microsoft, right? Pretty much Microsoft, I want to say, yeah, it's since the beginning of the week has very much been on a downtrend. Microsoft is obviously putting pressure on software. Think about NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is the king of hardware, okay? NVIDIA is obviously, and if you are fairly new to the stock market, understand what is happening right now. What is happening right now is a AI build out, okay? All these data centers are being built out, which means any companies that are building data centers, there are numerous numbers of them. Any companies providing hardware, such as memory chips, SanDisk, Micron, any companies that are producing chips, you got the semis, obviously NVIDIA, which is the king of hardware, and then you also have AMD, Intel, even Dell, right? Any companies that are very much hardware are surging. Software, SaaS, is going through an apocalypse because the funny thing about it is that software has always been the safe haven. Hey, it's software, right? We're always going to need Microsoft. We're always going to need pretty much like Adobe. We're always going to need like ServiceNow or Palantir software, Oracle, right? Salesforce, right? You're seeing pretty much big money going to the build out. I'm a firm believer that it's going to subside and we're going to have software recover. Now, obviously, software right now is not going to beat hardware. It's not going to work like that. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a couple years. But there's going to be a time where the hardware build out is going to be complete. Where is all that money going to go to? It's going to go back into software. Okay? Microsoft is just very much bleeding right now. That's why we're seeing very much red across software. Palantir is getting hit. Why is this happening? Well, it's happening because of geopolitical bullshit. There's really no slight way to put it. There's just so much fears still around so many different aspects, and because of this, we're also seeing Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, oh man, this is very much bearish. Very bearish. You're talking about 2 days. Bitcoin has gone from 73 now down to 75. We have broken down entirely, and we're about to go back to April lows for pretty much Bitcoin. That's very bearish. Bitcoin is definitely affecting Robinhood. Robinhood is very much following in suit with oil as well too. But in my personal opinion, to really look at companies such as Microsoft, let's go Microsoft first. I really feel looking on the daily chart, because there's so much friggin' noise, I think looking on the weekly chart is honestly a little better. And here is my reasoning pretty much about the weekly chart. So every one of these candlesticks are basically 1 week, right? 5 trading days represents 1 week in the stock market. So on the weekly time frame, sometimes it's a lot better to look at when the market is very choppy, because here's reality. Monday, Tuesday, we could have Microsoft go down 5, 6, 7%. Then we could have on Wednesday, Microsoft go up by 10%. Then on Thursday, we have the market go up 3%. And then on Friday, we have the market go up a couple percent. So you got to understand that when there is choppiness, like karate chopping friggin' Karate Kid, and yes, this video is longer than 17 minutes once again. When the market is choppy, you gotta zoom out farther sometimes to get a better perspective. Looking at every single day going up, going down, going up, going down, it's anxiety heaven. Actually, no, not anxiety heaven. It is anxiety hell. Whew, man, yeah, anxiety hell. So what do you do in this situation, or rather what I'm doing personally? My positions have been built for some time now. I am very much looking about maybe cutting a loss on my profile. I've talked about what loss I may take, and I'm actually looking at some stocks new stocks to kind of really get in. And I might be depositing a little bit more money, to very well be adding, because here's the reality. If the market is very choppy and you have your positions built, you could do several things, in my opinion. One, you can turn off everything. You can go and play golf or do what you love to do besides sitting in front of the market. You could totally ignore it. That's one thing. If your positions are not fully built and you want to expose yourself to very much more risk, you got very choppy behavior happening, might be a good time for you. Pretty much me for the last 6 months, I've taken advantage. So I'm very much there. The option number 3 is that you could very well, and I say this very lightly, is you could very well say, hey, the stock market is not for me. It's too choppy. It's too volatile. And a lot of people, they fall into that category. I'm a very big believer in doing what makes you happy in life. I don't push political views on people. I don't push my religion on people. I have before in my past when I was a young, dumb 20-year-old, and it's resulted in very bad experiences. Nobody likes having stuff being pushed on them, but you could very well take the third option and say, hey, this market is not for me. And a lot of people in the last 6 months, especially in this area, when you just have a downward, constant week, you're talking all the way through December, a lot of people said, hey, screw this, I'm done. So Microsoft on the weekly, though, is really not that terrible. Obviously, the week prior, the last week of May, we are still very much green. So for Microsoft and software, we really, really have to pretty much stay probably above 430 this week. 430 is basically all the way back in the beginning of February to very much continue a bullish uptrend. But I mean, you got the MACD very much moving higher, which is bullish. The RSI is 54. It's not overbought. So Microsoft on the weekly time frame can very much go higher for software. Nvidia. We look at Nvidia. Nvidia is honestly on a weekly time frame. It's on a very bullish uptrend. Obviously 64 RSI, it's getting to 70, a little bit overbought, but still we got very much room to move higher. We even look at Bitcoin on a weekly basis. Bitcoin on a weekly basis, this is the scary part, okay? Bitcoin on the weekly basis, it's not beautiful. It's breaking down. I'm going to be perfectly honest. The 200-day moving average, it honestly looks like Bitcoin is heading to 61,000, maybe even below 61,000. It's very scary on the weekly time frame. Let's go ahead and look at SoFi on the weekly time frame. SoFi on the weekly time frame, it's very much consolidating. Obviously, we have a lot of room to move higher. So if we get good geopolitical updates, SoFi can very much recover into the 20s like that. Snap of the fingers, we can see SoFi rally higher. AMD on the weekly time frame, this is a little scary for myself as an AMD investor, and also pretty much people who are buying AMD. On the weekly time frame, we are overbought, baby. Whoo! All in caps. Overbought. We are in nosebleed territory. Now, does that mean we have to come all the way down to $233. If AMD went down to $233, I am buying more shares left and right. Like, yeah. No, it does not mean we have to come all the way down. What could it also mean? It means that we don't really move higher for a while. Okay? We can trade sideways for many, many weeks. We may even trade sideways for months. And we have to really let the moving averages catch up. Now, understand that the moving averages, a lot of the times, moving averages could very not be trustworthy. But hey, if you're looking at moving averages and you're looking at the charts and you're like, hey, this is very much a nosebleed territory, but if you're seeing a hardware build out in the future, like so many other people, it doesn't necessarily matter if it's nosebleed or not. Because like Lisa Su has stated, we're seeing more demand better than what we expected. And that's the reason why AMD surged higher, is because Lisa Su said we're seeing better than expected. And that is what is causing AMD to be in nosebleed territory on the weekly chart. Adobe, very, very much on a bearish trend. But I will say, I do see a lot of reversals slowly start happening. The MACD is very much moving up. We have a lot of room on the RSI to very much move higher on Adobe. I mean, Adobe should have no problem really getting above $300 if the fears go away. If the fears don't go away, I mean, hey, look, it's Adobe is just gonna remain stuck for a while. Robinhood is holding very nicely on the 100-day moving average. Great support. Robinhood has a lot of room to very much move higher, very much get above $100, and I do believe Robinhood will be over $100 again. Palantir, very much fighting to get over the 50-day moving average on the weekly. And I do believe that Palantir is going to be above all-time highs very much by the end of this year. Probably very much definitely above all-time highs. Meta, very much kind of stuck. That's all based around CapEx. PayPal is PayPal for so many people, including myself. ServiceNow, we are seeing a great reversal, and there is so much bullish optimism pretty much around ServiceNow, let alone around other software too. Salesforce, I actually didn't pull the trigger on this one. Salesforce was also very much beaten down. But the edge that ServiceNow and Salesforce has around Adobe is that AI is very much going to be greater integrated into their business model other than Adobe. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's episode here. Holy bananas, this was definitely a longer one. Understand that right now in the market, it is all about the power of, it's all about willpower. You have so many, and I do believe evil forces do play a role in this, because evil forces want good people to pretty much buy into the bullshit, sell out of their positions. Like, imagine if you bought into SoFi in the mid $20 range, okay? You bought into SoFi in the mid 20, call it $23. And then you ended up selling SoFi, let's say when it was down to $15, $16, because you got scared that SoFi may be going down to its tangible book value is $7 and like 20, 40 cents, right? And then you may see SoFi be at $22, $23 in the next couple of months. How would that make you feel? Believe it or not, there are people that have killed themselves because of situations like that. It's a very serious thing. You know, the stock market in one aspect can utterly change your life to the upside, but very dark evil forces can very much scare you and destroy your wealth and very much push you into a depressed state of mind. So always do your due diligence and understand that when the entire market is experiencing a scare instead of an individual stock, if the entire market is experiencing a scary thing, well, what I've done for the last several years, you buy the fear, you buy the dip. If you're a long-time investor, a long-time shareholder, you pick up discounted shares for the future. And if you're a trader, you buy the dip, you sell the rip. There's always geopolitical nonsense happening. It's like a yearly thing. Next year, there's going to be geopolitical nonsense that's going to happen. What am I going to be doing next year? Same thing that I did earlier this year as well. It doesn't change. All right, everyone. Good vibes all around. I'll see you all tomorrow. Subscribe if you want to see more content. And definitely thumbs up this video if you enjoyed today's episode. Later.